Sup my dudes, Valk here, and today I'm going to be talking about Jade Cutter versus Aquila Favonia for Keqing, specifically for Phys damage Keqing. If I go into my artifacts, you guys can see I have a 4-piece Bloodstain. You don't need 4-piece Bloodstain, I'd recommend 2-piece Bloodstain, 2-piece Glad. But the main important thing of today's video, the weapons we're going to be testing, Aquila Favonia versus Primordial Jade Cutter. And we're going to be testing it against the Pyro Regivine. We're going to be testing it with Superconduct. I'm going to go over the base stats with Aquila Favonia first, which is 48.4, 194 crit damage, really high crit damage, but it's Keqing. That's kind of how she works. 125 Phys damage bonus. Now, whenever we ult with Keqing, we're going to end up having around 63% Phys damage. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go against the boss first with Aquila Favonia. We're going to use Chi-Chi, trigger Superconduct. And yeah, let's see what we can do. We should be able to do this very, very quickly. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Do this, then do this. And now you guys can see it is a ton of damage. What is that? 9k plus 8k. And it was pretty consistent. So 9k plus 8k, that's somewhere around 17k, 18k that they were dealing. So I'm going to go ahead, get my ult back, and then we're going to swap the Jade Cutter and come right back to the Pyro Regivine to beat him up a little bit more. Alright, and we're back. And now I've swapped on over. I went ahead and got the ult back. I swapped over to Primordial Jade Cutter, and we had the 44% crit rate off that. This isn't what I want. We want details. 93% crit rate, absolutely insane crit rate. Crit damage 194%. I'm going to give her the exact same setup I did the other time. 83.3% crit damage. We were at 17 to 18k per charge attack last time. It was hitting pretty consistently, but we were only around like 63% crit rate. So yeah, it could be better. I think we're just mostly going to have to wager like consistency versus potential here, right? Yeah, you can see 7k, 6k, 7k, 6k, 7.5, 6.7. So that ends up being somewhere, what, 7.5, 6.7? Don't judge me, it takes me a little bit of thinking. 14k. So 14k versus 18k, you're looking at an 8k difference. So it's more so depending on your gear, whether you want to go to Jade Cutter or the Aquila Favonia for Keqing. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out. Aquila Favonia deals a lot more damage, but it's a lot less consistent than the giant amount of crit rate that Primordial Jade Cutter gives you. But Primordial Jade Cutter has extremely low base attack in comparison. If you look, that's 132 difference in the base. So the way I look at Primordial Jade Cutter is I would consider this weapon more of a supplement to builds rather than a core weapon on anything, because it more so just helps out really rough builds rather than makes builds really, really strong, because it gives you so much crit rate. Whenever you pop this on any character, any sword user, you don't have to worry about crit rate. You can focus into crit damage. You can build them however you want. And you can basically turn anybody into a pretty good DPS with this weapon, but they're just not going to be pumping out the max amount of damage they can do. Anyways, guys, that's Aquila Favonia versus Jade Cutter on a Phys damage Keqing. I'm going to release a video on Keqing herself and give my thoughts on her overall, an in-depth analysis as I normally do with characters as we get closer to her banner, her rate-up banner, so you guys can get my overall thoughts on her all together. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. Hopefully this video helped you guys make up your mind if you're wanting Keqing, you want the Aquila Favonia, Jade Cutter, etc., etc. Hopefully this helped you guys out. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.